Namaste friends. I welcome all of you in this today's session. So today we are going to discuss the deviation from Beer's law. In previous session we have discussed what is meant by Beer's law, Lambert's law and Lambert's-Beer's law. Okay, Lambert's law says that absorbance of solution depends upon the thickness or internal diameter of our sample holder or path length. Beer's law says that absorbance of solution depends on the concentration, and both this law, combined law, Lambert's-Beer's law, states that the absorbance of a solution depends on the path length, that is the light traveled in the sample solution, and concentration of the solution, path length or the thickness and concentration of the solution. Now let us discuss the deviation from the Beer's law. So this is the plot of absorbance versus concentration. On y-axis I have plotted the absorbance, on x-axis I have plotted the concentrations. So when concentration is 0, the absorbance of the solution will be 0. So this absorbance versus concentration graph always goes from the origin. Now when we go on increasing the concentration, what happens? The absorbance of solution also goes on increasing steadily. Okay, so this absorption will increase up to certain limit only, means the Beer's law is applicable for certain concentration range only, or it is applicable for dilute solution only. Okay, now it shows two type of variations. Okay, so this is the first upward variation. This is a variation, upward variation. Okay, and this is called as the positive deviation. It is called as the positive deviation. And second, this is the downward deviation. Okay, deviation means away from the its original curve. Okay, this is the downward deviation and it is called as the negative deviation. Beer's law shows positive as well as negative deviation, positive or sometime negative deviation. Okay, and the fact there are different factors which because of which the deviation is observed in the Beer's law. So let us discuss what are these factors. So first factor is factors due to measurement of absorption. Then there are instrumental factor, non-instrumental factor and chemical deviation. Okay, chemical deviation means this preparation of chemicals. If you make any mistakes in during the preparation of chemicals, then the deviation in Beer's law is observed. Measurement of absorbance means, okay, when you forget some procedure about setting the zero or setting the baseline in the absorption curve, then this deviation is occurred. Now what are the instrumental factors? So there are 5 instrumental factors. First is polychromatic light, second spectral slit width, third measurement speed, fourth stray light, and last instability of the radiation source. Now polychromatic light means, okay, when you use the polychromatic source, okay, polychromatic means it contains the wide range of the wavelengths or wide range of the wavelength, then in such case the deviation is occurred. Stray light means the light, additional light than the source is coming in your instrument. Okay, that light is also causing the deviation. Instability of radiation source means there is fluctuation in the wavelength. Okay, wavelength emitted from your radiation source. Spectral slit width means improper adjustment of slit width. Okay, so these are the instrumental factor. In non-instrumental factors, okay, the impurity of sample, if there is a fluorescent impurity, then we get positive deviation in the Beer's law. Then solvent, if there is solid solvent interactions, whether it is forming association or dissociation, it affects on the Beer's law. Then pH of solution, temperature, suspension formation and the coagulations. Okay, so let us understand with the help of some example. Now look at this example. So dichromate solution. Okay, when this dichromate solution is concentrated, then this solution is a orange color solution. Okay, the concentrated dichromate solution have a orange color and its lambda max is 350 to 450, in between that. Okay, it shows two peaks, 350 and 450 nanometers. Okay. Now, when you go on diluting this dichromate solution, what happens? This dichromate gets converted into the chromate ion, and this color of this chromate ion is the yellow color, and this yellow color shows different absorption at different wavelength. Okay, this orange will show absorbance as 350 and this yellow will show absorbance as 750. Okay, so there is change in the absorbance of the solution, or we can say there is a deviations observed in the Beer's law. Second example is benzoic acid. Benzyl alcohol. Look at this benzyl alcohol. So when this benzyl alcohol is in dilute form, then it is monomer in chloroform. We have prepared this benzyl alcohol solution in chloroform, then it is a monomer. As you go on increasing the concentration, then the polymer of the benzyl alcohol is formed in the chloroform. So this monomer, it absorbs around 276 nanometer, and this polymer of benzyl alcohol absorbs at 300 nanometer. Okay, so it is showing deviations in your Beer's law. Okay, next, if we use the polychromatic light, then what happens? We get a broad spectrum. Okay, broad lambda max spectrum. And if we use a monochromatic light, then we get this narrow lambda max spectrum. Narrow means like this. I will show you here. This is absorbance versus lambda max. When I use the monochromatic spectrum, then I use sharp narrow lambda max line, and when I use the polychromatic line, then this width of peak is larger. Okay, so this is the deviation observed. When this deviation is upward, then we call this as positive deviation, and when this deviation is downward, then it is called as the negative deviation. Okay, so thank you for watching this session. In next lecture, we will see the instrumentation of spectrophotometer or colorimeter. So that we will discuss in the next session. So we have radiant source, filter or monochromator, then solvent or solution, detector and readout device. So different type of detectors that we will discuss in the next session. Thank you for watching.